Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 20 of our local to global here with the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. Now, if you want to play TEW 2020, you can find a link to go and purchase that in the description down below. If you do purchase the game through that link, it does help the channel out. I get a little bit of money sent back from Grey Dog Software, so it will greatly help out the channel and, of course, keep things running as they should. I do put a lot of effort into these videos, getting them out. Sometimes I forego sleep when I should be sleeping for work the next day in order to get them out and get them rendered and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate it. And of course, you guys get the game yourself. Anyway, let's get into this episode. I want to get straight into things. We need to advance towards True Test. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode, we had a pretty good one. Obviously, there was a bit of a sad moment in the last episode, and that was, of course, when we found out that Americana Jr. would be leaving us. Originally, we thought it was going to be for TCW. However, that turned out to be false because he signed an exclusive written contract with ACPW, a possible Canadian rival for us going forward once we eventually ourselves go up to medium size. So we're going to be competing with him probably at some stage in the near future. And of course, we have CWA, who are the other big competitor that we're probably not going to be competing with them anytime soon. Let's be real, unless they have a massive sort of fall off. Anyway, want to focus on ourselves. We're on to Wrestle World, which has been pretty amazing for the last, 2 episodes. Last episode especially, we gained a point of popularity in Ontario for every show that we did. So we gained 4 points as we did 4 shows on the last episode. Seems a little bit ridiculous. It seems very high, but you know what? I'm happy with it. I just think that we might struggle a little bit if this sort of growth continues. And I only say that because we're making a decent amount of money at the moment. We're making about 20... Actually, I think we made... Was it 33,000? I think it might have been 33,000 for last month. We'll have to check here in a second once it finishes processing. But we're making really good amounts of money. We're also increasing our merchandise, bit of a bit of a blank mind there. But merchandise is going up. Actually, it should be maybe 1 week away from actually leveling up to level 3. So we're going to gain some more money from that as well. UCW getting a financial warning. So I guess that's kind of one competitor going down the drain. Especially, they're actually an Ontario-based company. We've lost some of our morale issues as well, which is a nice thing. But yeah, so as you can see, we're 40. Well, I could have sworn we were 40. I guess not. Yeah, okay, 43. For some reason, I thought we were 44 popularity. Anyway, 43. But there we go. Also, we had a new champion in the last episode, Davis Wayne Newton, taking back his title that he lost to James Diaz. Pretty impressive fashion. You know, we called him the GOAT, as he should be called. But yeah, there we go. So we did make 33,000. This month, we're on course to make even more money, which is pretty crazy, but also very cool at the same time, because that's the next thing that I'm sort of worrying about. The whole popularity is great, because we're going to get to medium relatively quickly. However, we need to have at least 1 million in the bank before we go up to medium. Otherwise, we're going to struggle with exclusive written contracts. And I do want to have quite a few of our, younger, talented workers tied down, along with, a couple of decent senior guys. I would love to get Goldstein and Davis Wayne Newton signed up. That would be beneficial for us. Let's just say very beneficial. I guess we're going to Toronto for this show. Yeah, I mean, we may as well just keep it where it is. Expected to get 1,472 fans. And I believe that's a lot higher than the last show that we had as well. Anyway, what I think we're going to do for this one is we're going to go a little bit out of the ordinary, shall we say. And I think we want to have Diaz maybe take on Art Reed in a number one contenders match. Obviously, Diaz just lost his title, but I kind of feel like he should win a match in order to get his rematch, basically, to regather his momentum, I guess would be the best way of putting it. So that's going to be a number one contenders match for the main event. Could be seen as a little bit weak. It's probably going to be quite weak, actually. The next match I'm going to try and find some more tag team chemistry. So let's go for Jay Silva and Malik Chamberlain. And they can take on Bartlett and maybe... who else have we got? Yeah, we'll go Zelquin. Why not? So we'll give that 12 minutes. I think we'll give... we'll give Chamberlain the victory. He's kind of the most over person in the match. We'll make it a storytelling match there as well. Nice. We'll go a singles match here. Let's go Davis Wayne Newton, our world champion. And I think he can take on maybe Original Sinner in a 10-minute match. Don't want to go too long with it because Sinner's quite bad. And I mean, if he botches a move and injures our world champion, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. Let's be real. Obviously non-title. And then finally, we'll go another tag team match. Let's go a tag team title match. The Los Hermanos can take on Feel Good Inc. And we'll give that 12 minutes there as well for the Coalition tag team titles. Unfortunately, they're gonna fall short, Feel Good Inc. But it should be a good match either way. And those titles are going to be on the line. As far as angles, we're going to go with Diaz. I think I'm going to script him because I remember that he hasn't been that impressive the last few promos that he's had, or the last few angles. Up next, let's go. I think I kind of want to go Cortland Bartlett because I know he has really good entertainment skills. He just doesn't have the popularity yet, so I guess we'll go for Chamberlain. Yeah, I think we pretty much have to go for Chamberlain at this point. So we'll go Deanna Desire, who is his manager, of course. I think we'll script her as well, and then we'll go for Chamberlain, not rated. So there's that one. We need to chuck him in there as well. Well, as far as the name goes, it doesn't really matter too much. Then we'll go for Davis Wayne Newton, the GOAT. The Canadian GOAT. Just a nice easy angle there by himself prior to his match. And then finally, let's go for Feel Good Inc. as well. So Gary Walker and Zippy Deverell. Our two entertainment boys. There we go. We'll give them some success as well, considering they're actually going to take the loss here. We might need... Yeah, I thought we were going to need to make that read. That's fine, though, because he's actually in a match, so we're not really actually wasting any money, which is nice to see. Now, I did say towards the end of the last episode that what we could be doing is running an extra match or two on the pre-show with guys that we've already used. So what I could do is go, like, well, kind of would be a bad example, but Art Reed and someone else. But let's go Cortland Bartlett. Let's go Zippy Deverell. And they can take on I guess they can just take on the tag team champions again, because I want to really build up the tag team chemistry that we have as well. So we'll just give that a 10-minute match there. I'm wondering if it will affect the match length that a person can be on the show for. That's kind of the only thing I'm worried about. This will be a test, and we'll find out here. So it's on the pre-show. Non-title match, but I don't think it doesn't actually affect anything being on the pre-show. So that could be fine. Like, I think let's try another tag team match here, and let's go for, well, who have we used? I guess we've already used Newton, so let's go Newton and Diaz to take on Silva and Chamberlain, or Sinner. Let's go Sinner because he definitely needs some more match time there as well. And we'll give Diaz the victory, I guess. May as well. That one's on the pre-show as well. There we go. And yeah, I mean, it all looks pretty good. So I'm just going to do that as a little test. We'll just pretty much skip straight over those matches because they don't really matter. But we get a 58. That's a really good match rating there for our first one. And then we get a 44 there as well. We also got Gonzalez with a gimmick that is getting stale. And there we go. Already, we've found some excellent chemistry, which is exactly the reason, well, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. So Cortland, Bartlett, and Zippy Deverell. So if I actually wanted to push Gary Walker up into the main event, I could essentially do that. That's a really interesting chemistry to find. Very pleased with that. And it actually works out because Cortland Bartlett can actually speak pretty well on the microphone. He's a little bit worse than Zippy. But he's still pretty high. He's got 70 microphone ability. Really good charisma as well. That's a solid match that we put on there. And of course, a little bit extra tag team chemistry for Los Hermanos 3. Anyway, so we actually start the show off with a 62 rated angle from Feel Good Inc. Gary Walker, Zippy Deverell. Yeah, 62 is really good. Obviously a bit higher than what they've sort of been getting recently. So there we go. Their match also does pretty well. We get a 50 rated tag team match where we have Los Hermanos 3 defeating Feel Good Inc. in 11:44 when Marco Gonzalez submitted Gary Walker with a Latino crab. And we got Los Hermanos 3 making defense number 3 of their CWC Coalition Tag Team Championships. So there we go. Another title defense there for Los Hermanos. Marco Gonzalez doing some good work, as you'd expect. Yeah, he's up to a 48 in-ring, which is just one shy of Gary Walker, so he's looking pretty impressive. Speaking of impressive, the GOAT, Davis Wayne Newton, the GOAT, getting a 76 rated angle by himself. This guy, I feel like he's the next one to go. I've got a sinking feeling in my stomach when I think about him. He's just that good. He's gonna get stolen away. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be TCW because they were obviously after Americana Jr. and they didn't get their man. So I'm assuming they're probably like out in the market for somebody. And it could be our boy Davis. I kind of hope that it's not though. I really do. We go into his match and he manages to get a 61 rating out of Original Sinner. That is a carry and a half, man. That is a solid carry. We have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Original Sinner in 10:21 by submission with an STF. Yeah, 73 in-ring there from Davis. Incredible stuff. That's why he's our world champion again. Alright, we then go into a 43 rated angle here. That's actually pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised with that one as well. Where we have Deanna Desire putting over her client, Malik Chamberlain. Yeah, it's a good angle going into a sort of a random tag team match. But once again, we get some interesting chemistry notes. We get a 40 rated tag match here. Where we have Malik Chamberlain and Jay Silva defeating Cortland, Bartlett, and Zelquin in 12-11 when Malik Chamberlain pinned Zelquin with a gourd buster. And then obviously Jay Silva being the weak link in the match. However, we found out that Chamberlain and Silva have absolutely zero chemistry as tag team partners. So we're not going to have to worry about that one anymore. And they'll never be teamed up again. So there we go. Happy days. Moving on. Alright, so we then go into a 56 rated scripted promo from James Diaz. Obviously, kind of upset that he's lost his title, but he wants to get back to winning ways before the pay-per-view rematch for the world title. And he's taken on Art Reed, what is essentially a number one contenders match, but I guess it's kind of unofficial, if that makes sense. And yeah, everything's kind of ruined. Alright, we get a 51 rated match, which is pretty bad. However, that's not the worst part about the match. Yeah, we got James Diaz defeating Art Reed in 1954 by pinfall with an Asian thumb spike. And James Diaz has sustained a fractured cheekbone. That's a pretty bad injury as well, I think. And he actually, I think that's his best ever in-ring performance as well. He got a 60 in-ring. Man, that's so frustrating. He's not going to be able to be in the main event. I'm hoping that's not a botch. I'm really hoping that's not a botch. Anyway, we get a 59 rated show there for True Test. I'm pretty upset about that injury, if we're being honest. But again, increasing our popularity across both Canada and the US. I'm going to go with Diaz, because I know he's going to be upset. As far as the other people, I'm not really too sure who actually has morale issues at the moment. Probably should have checked that. Let's encourage Jay Silva, and then let's... I don't know. I don't think Art Reed has any morale issues. I don't think Gary Walker does either, but we may as well praise him, I guess. There we go. Alright, so let's have a look at this injury. I'm really, really hoping it's not going to be too bad. Looks like we've also got a pay rise request from Ray Cavallero. Apparently he expects, well, he thinks that he's worth $100, so we'll give him $52 pay rise. We'll be on about 80, I guess. Alright, so we got 64,500 viewers for True Test there. And it was a botched move from Art Reed. The 47-year-old road agent with a botched move in a main event as well. That's just embarrassing, to be honest. That really is just embarrassing. I mean, luckily for us, but there's no tension between the two, which is good. Also, I just noticed that Chamberlain's actually now a mildly negative influence backstage, which I don't think he was prior. And Americana is as well, but that's just because he's got some major morale issues at the moment. He will be leaving. We actually have 2 additional pay-per-views because it is the Warzone month of July, which is our big event. So we might do another Battle Royale. That'll potentially be a good way to actually write in a new number one contender. So I think that's probably the way we'll go about it. I kind of want to look for some new workers, if we're being honest now. Because, well, let's take a look at that injury first. Let's take a look at the medical. Okay, so it's actually not too serious. It's actually being worked through, and it's only going to be for 23 days. So that's a lot better than first thought. That's a pleasant little surprise there. Yeah. Could have been a lot worse. I thought a fractured anything would be a couple of months at least. But it's going to be less than a month. just over 3 weeks, and he's going to be fine. He's working through it, so nothing to really worry about. Anyway, we do have to replace Americana, though. And actually, I think I know exactly who we're going to get in. I know exactly who we're going to get in. Potentially. And that is Topher Smith. He could be making a comeback. He's very talented. Still lacking that star quality, but that's fine. That's fine. Actually, a pretty similar sort of replacement to Americana himself. The only problem is that he does also work for ACPW, so essentially Topher is going to go missing a little bit at least. Maybe we won't get him in. He's going to want over 1,000 per show. I almost feel bad. Let's have a look what else is available, to be fair. Yeah, let's just have a look. We kind of want to go by price, and I mean, I obviously know most of the workers in the game. I mean, Acid would actually be a relatively solid option as well. Got the professional personality type. Interesting. What about A. Nelson? A little bit low on the primaries there, but Aid's not too bad. Got a female worker there. Just wanted to have a look at her just for possibly the future. Probably filter out women, to be honest, because we obviously don't have a women's division yet. Could be happening in the future, though. Akima Brave. 700 per show. I mean, he is 40 years old. What about this guy? He's very talented. Akinori Kwakami. Professional. Only going to be $40 per show. Which is actually pretty beneficial. I mean, he's got a lot of popularity in Japan. Japanese popularity, but I mean, I kind of just want a decent worker that we can build up ourselves. He's already 40 years old, so he's not going to be around for too long. I think we might go for him. Let's see what else is available. But for a guy that talented, I mean, we should probably go in for him. What about good old Alistair? Yeah, nah, not good enough, really. American Flash is going to be 1,600, way too expensive. We've got the original Americana. Should we do this? Let's do this. Let's bring in the original Americana to replace Americana Jr. I think that would actually be hilarious. I'm literally going to do it. He's $30 per show. That is hilarious. There we go. All right, we've got our replacement. Americana Jr. who? Americana didn't leave. He's still here. That's actually pretty funny. But it's actually going to solve another issue as well, because I probably want to get rid of Art Reed. I'm just not liking him for some reason. I'm just not liking him. And if we actually upgrade road agents, then I think I want to get a better road agent than Robinson, which is the owner character that I play. We want to get like a proper, decent road agent in the future, in the very near future as well, alongside a color commentator as well. So, yeah, that'll be some interesting stuff there. Anyway, what I would like to do, Rebecca Ritchie stepping down as the Raw head booker. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, what I would like to do is, before Americana actually leaves, I would kind of like want to job him out to the original Americana. And he might actually do it, because I think he's the protege of Americana, the original. That could be pretty interesting. Yeah, we could do that. He might actually accept losing without any sort of morale issue problem. I think I kind of want to actually test that just to see if it will work. Because obviously I know that some people can offer to put over other people. But I'm wondering if it's like a natural thing built into the game. Anyway, we're going to find out, I guess. I guess at the very least we could just have Americana Jr. go over the original as like a, teacher-student battle. Probably make for a pretty good main event, although we can't actually make it as the main event because of the fact that I think the original Americana has like 9 popularity in Canada, something like that. So he's not going to be able to be in a 20-minute match. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, Lucy Stone McFly would probably be the best women's wrestler we could actually get. I don't think she's with CWA just yet. I think she actually works for Black Maple. Or maybe it's ACPW. Either one. I don't know. Ooh, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt big time. Pay rise request from Davis Wayne Newton, the GOAT. That's actually not that bad. I thought it was going to be well over 1,000. He only wants 730. I don't want to piss him off, so let's just give him 75%. Getting an extra $195 there. But that's, to be honest, that's well deserved. That is well deserved. This is a guy I would like to get in when we go to medium size as well. Papa Swole. Very solid worker. Really good charisma. Really good star quality. Pretty good on the mic as well. Irrepressible personality. Okay. So we're about to head into Warzone Night 1, which is great. Let me just check the size. We gained another point of popularity from that show, from that last show. We are now actually up to 44. We could be up to 46 by the end of this month. That seems crazy, man. We are progressing so quickly, and that's with normal ticket pricing as well. We're making so much money. We're progressing so quickly. The wrestling industry itself is like at a 40 at the moment. It's like in the mid 40s. Let me show you. Well, we can have a look here in a second. I don't really understand. I wouldn't really expect us to be making this much popularity. I know we're now broadcasting, so I'm assuming that has something to do with it, I would imagine. But as you can see, wrestling industry is at a 40. Luckily for us, economy is almost back up to a 40 as well. And we're expecting 1,570 fans. We're going to be in Brampton. Okay. It's a location in Ontario. I don't think we've actually been in Brampton yet. But there we go. Touring around all the little cities, I guess, in Ontario. Some of the big ones being Toronto. But yeah. So I guess our main event for this one, I guess we're going to do maybe a 10-man battle royale. I guess. I mean, yeah, we'll go a 10-man. Let's use I don't really want to use him, but there we go. Let's put in Gary Walker. Let's put in Charlie Corner. I do like Charlie. He's actually got 32 popularity now as well. Chamberlain's obviously got to go in there as well. Let's put Gonzalez in. He deserves a chance. Jack Pride's going to go in there as well, of course. Let's go for Stan Manor. Let's go for a Sono. How many? We've got 2 spots left, so I think we'll give one to... Who's more popular? I think Norton. Yeah, Norton's just more popular than Brett Kyle. And we got one more spot left. I don't really want to do any double ups of tag teams. So Maybe we go Bowden Snoop. I think we go Bowden Snoop. Or maybe Zelquin. Who's got more? No, I mean, Zelquin's got a little bit more popularity. We'll go with Zelquin. We'll go with Zelquin. So there's our 10. Going to be a 20-minute battle royale. Number 1 contenders match. So the winner obviously getting a title shot. And I think we're going to go... It's going to be a big test. It's going to be a big test. Now, there are 2 people I want to actually go with. And that's Gonzalez, who's really impressed me recently, and Gary Walker. I think with the chemistry we found on that last show, I want to see if Gary is going to be able to hang with Davis in the main event of our day 2 show. Night 2, essentially. So there we go. Let's actually do a few other things. We'll make the runner-up. I mean, we'll see if it'll help Chamberlain. I might get rid of Chamberlain, to be honest. I'm not in the mood for someone to be complaining as much as he is at the moment. It's kind of frustrating me a little bit. And I guess we'll go Stan Manor as another finalist. Most eliminations can go for, I guess, Chamberlain. He better take it. Man, that's so frustrating. Why has he got to be annoying like that? This is what I'm talking about. Just take the loss, mate. I might just take him out of the match, to be honest. This guy is super frustrating. I'm taking him out of the match. I don't even care at this point. We'll put somebody more deserving in, to be honest. So Chamberlain's out. And we'll go with Bowden Snoop. Yep, there we go, Bowden. Welcome to the Battle Royale, mate. Welcome to the main event as well. So that's fine. I mean, we can maybe go with Sono, or let's go with Jack Pride, actually, as another finalist. And we'll make Gonzalez the runner-up. Okay, there we go. And we'll make most eliminations Gonzalez as well. Just so he gets I don't know if he actually gets a little bit of a rub. Now Zelquin's unhappy. I mean, you can just be unhappy, mate. I could not care less. What a joke. What an absolute joke. They think that for some reason they're better than everybody on our roster, and I really I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's annoying. Anyway, this other match, let's go Los Hermanos 2, and they can take on Collateral Damage. I think we'll actually let's give Collateral Damage a victory. Let's give Chip Martin a victory here. I was never a big Chip Martin fan, but he found this chemistry, and you know what? He's not half bad anymore. I'm coming around to him a little bit. And this match here, we'll do Americana and Americana Junior, which will be our opening match. And yeah, let's try and give it to Americana. Let's see what happens. It can be called. It can be decisive. Okay, it's not going to work. All right, so we'll do it the other way around. So Junior can get the victory here. There we go. That's fine. I really couldn't care less. I mean, Americana is going to get some good popularity, even losing that match, so that's fine. Let's go angles. I think we want to go an angle for, I guess, Gary would make the most sense. So we'll chuck that before the Battle Royale. Just like that. We want an Americana Junior angle here. I kind of want to put Americana, the original, in there as well, but I know for a fact that's going to be overusing him. Yeah, it's being used far too much on the show. I guess what I could do is maybe take him off screen like that. Don't think that's actually going to do anything, though. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. And then I guess finally we may as well go with a... Do you want to go collateral damage? Or maybe just LeBlanc with an angle? Let's go LeBlanc. Yeah, why not? What about Chip? Can Chip... he can nearly speak. Let's try them together. Let's try it. We may as well. So LeBlanc and Chip. Double entertainment. We'll script both of them, just because I don't think I can trust Chip to not drag the angle down. But there we go. Let's just run with that. I know it's a really short show, but we're using 10 men in the main event. All right, so we start off with a 50 rated angle from Americana Jr. And of course, he's cutting a promo onto his mentor, Americana. And then what do you know? The challenge is accepted, and Americana, the original, the mentor of Americana Jr., comes out to a raucous reception, and the match gets a 57 rating. But the protege manages to pull off a victory, and we have Junior defeating Americana in 12:20 by pinfall with an American crush. And then we have Americana debuting his American Patriot gimmick, getting an initial rating of adequate. And there we go. That's a pretty good match. 57, that's really going to help out the popularity. Anyway, the gimmick's just a standard one. But adequate's not too bad. We then go into a 35 rated angle from Collateral Damage. Probably would just do Leo Caddy LeBlanc by himself from now on. I think that's probably a better option. Moving into their tag team match, getting a 37 rating, where we actually have Collateral Damage pulling off a bit of an upset victory over Los Hermanos 2 in 12 minutes 23 seconds, when Chip Martin pinned Ray Cavallero with a super kick. So essentially, he pinned one half of the tag team champions, but we also had, Ray Cavallero really off his game for this one, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Because it could have been a little bit better, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. But we move on to a 70 rated angle from Gary Walker by himself, clearly enjoying having the freedom to go off script. Basically, Gary's going to come out and say that, you know, he hasn't been offered many opportunities to potentially get his hands or get his hands on the world champion for a title match. And he says this Battle Royale, you know, the Warzone match, I guess we can make the Battle Royale essentially a Battle Royale Warzone match. So we'll do a Battle Royale every time on night 1 to determine a number 1 contender for night 2. I think that's a good way of doing it. I think I mentioned that last year when we were at Warzone. But anyway, and yeah, he says he wants to win the Battle Royale tonight. He's going to give it absolutely everything he's got to try and become that number 1 contender. The match itself only gets a 53. That's kind of to be expected. We actually have, if you look at who's in this match, we technically don't have any big star in this match that has a decent amount of popularity. I think the highest amount of popularity in this match is a 42, and I think that's Stan, Taylor, and I think Gary might have had 42. Maybe. He might have actually had lower. Anyway, in a decent match, we've got Gary Walker winning a Battle Royale in 1940. The other members of the Final Four were Marco Gonzalez, Stan Manor, and Primetime Jack Pride, with Marco Gonzalez being the final elimination, and of course Gonzalez also getting the most eliminations over the course of the match. Still got his gimmick that's getting stale, so I've got to remember, mental note, I've got to remember to do that. But we also had Bowden Snoop and Charlie Corner, both of them off their games in this one. Anyway, let's finish the show. It's not a great one, let's be real. We also used LeBlanc and Chip Martin far too much, which makes a lot of sense. We get a 52 overall rating for Warzone Night 1. It's, you know, it's not great. Let's be real, it's not great. What I do want to do is praise Americana Jr. Just I don't want to leave things on bad terms, to be honest. He's been an incredible member of our roster. We'll go for Leo Caddy because I know he actually does have morale issues. And I think we'll go for Stan Manor as well because I know he did have morale issues previously. He might still have them. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, while that wasn't a great show, it's kind of just the setup show for night 2 anyway. So there we go. It's going to be Davis Wayne Newton taking on Gary Walker in the main event. Okay, awesome. So the merchandise has once again upgraded to small time level. And no further upgrading will happen unless we pay for it again. Viewers are a little bit lower than the last show. We've got 63,490. So it's only what, about 1,000 less viewers on the broadcaster. Yeah, it's not too bad. Anyway, let's take a look at the size again. So we're still at 44. Okay. So we didn't actually go up one popularity then. That's fine. That's fine. I'm expecting we'll probably go up to 45 after this next pay-per-view though. I just want to have a quick look. Who else has our issues? So Diaz has got issues. I assume that's probably just being left off that show. Let me have a look. Yeah, so he's injured, but he's irritated at being left off the show, even though I don't want to risk him in a match. And he doesn't particularly need an angle for himself. That's one of the reasons why I don't like morale issues in this game. Anyway, Brett Kyle, I mean, Zelquin's got morale issues now as well, but that's perfectly fine because the main event was bad enough. I didn't want to keep him strong in the match either. But yeah, Bowden Snoop, Brett Kyle, Wicked Lester, we can sort all those out, I think. We can probably try and get them onto this next show. Although Bowden Snoop was just used, so I don't really particularly want to use him again. Anyway, doesn't matter too much, but let's once again go on to WrestleWorld. Got a backstage incident. Jack Pride brightening the mood backstage, doing some funny cartoon drawings there. And hopefully some psychology. Yes, there we go. So Goldstein passing on tips on using psychology to his protege, Robin Newman. I might put them together in a tag team match. We'll give it a try. Anyway, we're in Brampton once again. Yeah, let's see what happens. One thing I do want to check. So he only went up to 10 pop. Is it 10 or 18? Let's have a look in more close detail. It's a 10. What was his before? Okay, so he went up 4 points from one loss. Okay. I think I want to have Americana win, so we might put him against somebody that's not... Let's go Pepper Pelton. You can take some of Pepper's popularity there. Not going to obviously be the main event, but it's going to be a match. Probably should have done Bowden Snoop. That would have made more sense. Anyway. Yeah, we'll give Pepper a match. Why not? There we go. Up next, we'll go with the main event. I think that's smart to just get that booked and out of the way. Where's Gary Walker? Literally underneath him. There we go. Gary actually has relatively low popularity. I didn't realize. But he should be good for a 20-minute match against our world champion, Mr. Davis Wayne Newton. Gonna be a good one though, because we can call it, and they're both, I guess, in the best condition they can be. Neither of them have morale issues, or anything like that. So there we go. Let's go a tag team match, and let's have Young and Wasted take on Doomsday Generation. And I think, yeah, we'll go Brett Kyle because he actually has the morale issues. Yeah, needs to be scripted, of course. Original Sinner. We'll make that storytelling as well. We'll chuck that there. Can Americana talk a promo? Or can he talk in general? He can. Interesting. He's actually, I wonder if, is he better than Americana Jr. at on the mic? I think he might be. He actually is quite a little bit better. Okay. That's an interesting thing to see. But there we go. Then finally, let's see if we can do that tag team match that I was talking about. So Goldstein and Robin Newman are going to be teaming up to take on Chamberlain and... have no idea. I guess Bowden Snoop. Yeah, there we go. And then I think we'll give the well, we obviously have to give the victory to Goldstein. We'll give the loss to Bowden. And there we go. That's actually an interesting match. I'm kind of curious to see what happens in that one. Let's do angles. So, can Robin cut an angle? I don't think so. Not really. Let's just, what I think I want to do, let's go Goldstein. And then let's have him cut a promo onto Deanna Desire and Malik Chamberlain. I think that's an interesting way to do an angle there. Can potentially set up a singles match between the two as well. On another show. So there we go, interesting. We then want to, let's go a young and wasted angle as well. We haven't done one of those for the boys in quite a while. Double success there as well. Get Robinson on it. Tag division. There we go. We'll chuck that before their match. And then finally, I mean, let's just go with both. Let's go with Davis and then let's go with Gary in there as well. Let's just see what happens, brother. Let's see what happens. It should be a good angle in theory. They're both really, really good. Okay. That's our show. Let's run it. I want to do one more show before we finish the episode. We start off with a 74 rated angle for Aussie Goldstein, and he's cutting a promo onto Deanna Desire and Malik Chamberlain. Essentially our boy Goldstein just going in. He's going in hard on Chamberlain, saying that he has to have a woman speak for him. And obviously we kind of know who wears the pants in this partnership here. And that's obviously Deanna. So there we go. 74, that's incredible. Really good stuff. The tag team match it's pretty good. We get a 57. It's not too bad, considering Bowden Snoop and Robin Newman are in this match. And we've got Aussie Goldstein and Robin Newman defeating Malik Chamberlain and Bowden Snoop in 12-19. And Aussie Goldstein pinned Bowden Snoop with a golden shower. Yeah, it's a good match. It's a good match. 57. We then go straight into a 38 rated match where we have Americana defeating Pepper Pelton in 12:06 by pinfall with a Freedom Splash. Good match. 38 in-ring performance there from Americana, which I think is very decent considering he's only got 10 popularity. So I'm thinking he's going to be a very solid replacement for Americana Jr. And like I said, it's pretty funny. Pretty fitting as well. We then go into a 50 rated angle where we have Young and Wasted talking about how they want to get their, tag team titles back that they lost only a couple of months ago. But yeah, Brett Kyle enjoyed this freedom off script. However, Taylor Norton was terrible with no script. So we might have to script these boys, but a 50 is not too bad. Leading into their match, which actually gets a 49. So they're doing well. But another gimmick there that's getting stale. Also forgot to change Gonzalez, his gimmick. But we do have Young and Wasted defeating Doomsday Generation in 12-11 when we had Brett Kyle pin Wicked Lester with a shooting star press. And as you can see, Original Sinner being the weak link, still only getting around a 20 in-ring performance there. I feel like everybody else in the entire roster has improved except for Original Sinner, which I find pretty hilarious. Anyway, he does his own thing, I guess. We then move into a 69 rated angle. Unfortunately, Davis Wayne Newton struggled without a script to follow. However, Gary Walker clearly enjoyed going off script. Could have been a lot better had Davis actually performed well. But 69 is really good. Really good angle there, leading into the main event, which isn't as good. This should have been better. This should have been better. We only get a 62 rating, but we have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Gary Walker in 20 minutes and 6 seconds by submission with an STF. We have Davis Wayne Newton making defense number 1 of the CWC World title. Davis getting an 80 in-ring performance. 80. That's insane. And as you can see, the match deserved better color commentary. Apparently Gary Walker is inexperienced. I don't really understand how he's inexperienced. He's like 27 years old. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Lack of a hot storyline there as well, but that's perfectly fine. We get a 62 overall show rating, which is definitely up there with one of our highest. I don't think it's our highest. I think did we get a 60? We should probably have a look at that. But yeah, 62 is really good. As far as praise goes, we need to praise Brett. We need to praise Wicked Lester, and we need to praise... oh yeah, Bowden Snoop. So we'll praise these 3 guys, just trying to get rid of their morale issues. It's honestly not a big deal, but it's kind of just something that, we want to at least try and deal with and get these problems sort of dealt with as soon as possible before they turn into bigger sort of morale issues. I have to say, that is a very, very good viewer figure. 74,279 viewers for Warzone Night 2. That's going to be some decent broadcast revenue. Let's just say that. Alright, let's have a look. Oh my goodness. We made $73,735 from that show. From that month. But I would say most of it probably came from that show. Obviously the highest attendance of the month. And then, of course, probably the most broadcast revenue there as well. That's insane. That is literally insane. Okay, I kind of feel like we're into a bit of a problem here. Because I think we need to be running 4 shows per month. The thing is, do we go weekly? We could go a TV show. We could do that. Anyway, we are up to 45 popularity in Ontario. A couple more months like that one. And we're pretty much where we need to be. Absolutely insane stuff. Alright, anyway. We're actually getting pretty close to the 35 popularity that we need in those other regions as well. And we're only 14 popularity away from needing the popularity, or getting the popularity we need for medium in Ontario. So we're 13 away in these regions, 14 away in Ontario. So that actually lines itself up pretty well. Very well, to be honest. Anyway. Okay. What do we do next? Let's go merchandise again, I think. Let's Rapid. Again, it's only going to cost us another $250 per week, and it's going to take 10 weeks. So there we go. It's kind of a no-brainer. Let's just upgrade it again. It's $750 per month, but that number is a lot smaller than this number here, as you can see. That's like, $3,000 profit essentially there, and that's not even a true reflection of the actual next level. So, interesting stuff, man. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to add another event. The only thing I don't like is that we can actually remove events. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so let's add another event here. I have no idea what I want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, none of these looked very good, to be honest. Championship bout. I mean, we could go with that and just have a title match on every show, whether it be tag team or world title. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Something interesting. Week 1, Wednesday, monthly. Where are we? Annual, monthly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So championship bout is our newest monthly event, which is kind of a weekly event because, well, it's a monthly event. Let's be real, but yeah. Anyway, enough said about that. Let's get into the next show. It's only 2 days away. Looking forward to it, as always. More just looking forward to the progression that we're getting at the moment. And the money we just made, man. We made 73,000. That is massive. And we gained more popularity, so we're only going to make more and more money as we go forward here. Crazy stuff. It really is crazy to think about. We have to go back to those first 3 or 4 episodes where we had a terrible roster. Let's be real. We had a terrible roster, and we were losing money. We ended up like $15,000 in debt, something like that. It was bad. It was really bad. And look at where we are now. That's kind of a testament to starting fresh. But technically, we didn't actually start fresh. I didn't, quit the save despite, the big struggle that we were actually in. And what we did is we did a bit of research. I looked at a few different things other people had been doing. And we used some of their inspiration. And we found our way out of that whole mess, which was wicked. Because it really does put a nice spin. This is interesting. Okay, Americano have been passing on tips on using the microphone. Microphone work to his protege, Americano Jr. There we go. That's that's very interesting, but there we go. Okay, we're expecting 1,860 fans. Varsity Arena. Do we want to be in the Varsity Arena? I mean, it doesn't... We don't really need to be there. Let's just... oh, we don't want to go to London. Let's go back to Mississauga. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we don't need to go into an arena because we're only going to be paying more money than we actually need to. Anyway, so for this show, what are we going to do for this one? It's a very good question. I think... Let's do a triple threat. And let's go with the 2 guys that were also pretty impressive in that match. And they're going to get a title opportunity against Davis, Wayne, Newton. It's going to be Marco Gonzalez. We've got to change his gimmick right now. And then that's also going to be Stan Manor. So we'll give them 20 minutes to go at it for the world title. Unfortunately, neither of them are going to actually be victorious because while I really respect both of them and they're both doing good things, especially Gonzalez at the moment, I don't think they're good enough. We already had a bit of an experiment with James Diaz as our world champion, and it didn't really work out too well. Also, I kind of need Gonzalez to gain some more psychology a little bit faster. That would be great. Also, some basics. He's Don't tell me his basics is capped at 69, because that'd make me freak out a little bit. Because I really do like this guy. I think he could be decent for us in the future. Anyway, gonna have to script it. Slow build, decisive. We'll make the loser Stan Manor. Stan's actually got the least popularity in the match, which is interesting. Up next, we'll go with another Americana match, and he can take on. Who can he take on? That is a very good question. Maybe Jay Silva? Yeah, we'll go Jay Silva. He's got 19 popularity. There we go. So Americana getting the victory there. Just trying to give him some wins, build up his popularity. Up next, we'll go a tag match. Let's have Feel Good Inc. bounce back a little bit, and I guess they can take on. They can take on Doomsday Generator. No, we'll go Collateral Damage, actually. Have the entertainment people face each other. Let's go Gary Walker to get the win there. Make that the storytelling match as well. Obviously, all of them trying to entertain the crowd. And then finally, our last match, let's go with. What do we want to go with? Let's go with a Sono, and he can take on. Cortland Bartlett. Have we done this before? We've never done it. Okay, there we go. Interesting match. I just want a Sono to help out Bartlett, if we're being honest. He needs a win, and Bartlett needs some psychology. So it's a win-win. And that's pretty good. Okay, so we'll go a Davis angle for the pre-main event. Give him 8 minutes. There we go. That's perfect. We don't need anything there. We'll go Feel Good Inc. as well. So Gary and Zippy. Give him some more success there as well. Advance the tag storyline. And there's that one. What am I doing? Going too far. And then finally, I think we'll give a Sono an angle. He speaks fluent English, so there we go. And he's pretty good on the mic. Well, he's got the charisma, and he's got the microphone ability as well. So let's start pushing Yuta a little bit. I don't want to push him too hard because he's one of those guys that I want to keep kind of on the cheap. I want to keep his wages down so that when we hit medium, I can sign him to a 10-year contract, and he's never going to leave us, basically. It's kind of what I want to do. So there we go. That looks like a pretty good show. Let's run that last show of the episode. And we started off with a 51 rated angle here for Yuta Osono. Very good angle. Very good angle indeed. And as you can see, clearly enjoying the freedom to go off script. There's not really too much for him to do because we don't have a mid-card title, and he would kind of be the ideal sort of contender or champion for that matter. But like I said, we don't want to push him too hard. But yeah, leading into his match, which does pretty well, getting a 41, where we have Yuta Osono defeating Cortland Bartlett in 12:05 by pinfall with an Osono face melter. It's a good match. Definitely carried 42 in ring there for us. Oh, I forgot to change Gonzalez's gimmick. Anyway, that's fine. All right, we then go into a 66 rated angle for Feel Good Incorporated, Feel Good Inc. And of course, Gary Walker saying that, he finally had his opportunity at Warzone Night 2. However, he couldn't get the job done. And because he couldn't get the job done, he's going to take a step back from his singles career, and he's going to get back in and put 100% effort into his tag team partner, Zippy Deverell. And they're really going to try and chase the tag team gold because he knows it means a lot to Zippy. Good stuff. Their tag team match getting a 44, where we have Feel Good Inc. defeating Collateral Damage in 12:23, when Gary Walker pinned Leo Caddy LeBlanc with a lip service. Unfortunately, Chip Martin seemed off his game in this one. It's okay though. Moving on to a 39 rated match. That's okay. It's not too bad. We have Americana defeating Jay Silva in 11:52 by pinfall with a Freedom Splash. Not too bad. Again, we're just trying to give him more victories, as many victories as possible. We then go into a 70 rated angle. Luckily this time, Davis Wayne Newton, our world champ, improvising well without a script. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see a 70 as well. It's very beneficial. And of course, he basically says that he's got the chips stacked against him tonight. He's got two very decent competitors. One of them being a very young, hungry one half of the tag team champions in Gonzalez. And then, of course, he says he's got the other member of the match being a senior member of the roster in Stan Manor. Very experienced, 37 years old now, I think. So, yeah. The match itself gets a 59. It's not great, but at the same time, it's these two. Like, they're not setting the world alight, if that makes sense. Anyway, we've got Davis Wayne Newton defeating Marco Gonzalez and Stan Manor in 20 minutes and 3 seconds when Davis Wayne Newton submitted Stan Manor with an STF. Davis Wayne Newton making defense number 2 of the CWC World title. Yeah, I mean, good stuff there from Davis. 72 in ring. Gabriela Ortega doing some good work at ringside as well. Yeah, it's just a good match, I guess. Kind of wish it was above a 60, though. That's kind of the only real downside to it. Anyway, we end the show. We get a 58 overall show rating there for Championship Bout, which is our debut of this show. And it's a pretty good one. We had a triple threat, world title match there. As far as praising goes, let's go for Leo Caddy. Let's go for don't know who else, because let's go Zippy, and let's go the GOAT. Let's go Davis Wayne. There we go. All right. There we go. Our first show we've ever run in week 1 of a month, which is pretty interesting considering we're 2 years and 8 months into the series here. Pretty cool that we're actually that far in as well. All right, what do we got? We got 73,819, so it's a little bit lower, just a little bit, but that's fine. We're still going to get that nice broadcast revenue money, We're also over 300,000 in the bank now. Very, very good stuff. I'm very impressed with that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. And if we do 4 shows, we can expect about 120, nearly 120,000 in ticket sales there as well. That's going to be pretty crazy. So we could actually do a bigger month than we did last month. Because as you can see, we only got 95,000 in ticket sales. And if we get 30,000 every month, like we just did, 30,000 every week, like we just did, I mean, we could potentially make nearly 100,000 for this month. That's crazy. That is crazy. We just went up another popularity as well. We went up to 46 and 23 for the other 2 regions. Didn't we? Because we were 45. Yep, we were 45. We literally just went up to another popularity point just with that one show. I gotta say, WrestleWorld is OP. OP as hell. Anyway, I can't complain. But that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. Please make sure you smash the like button on the video here. And of course, make sure you also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And also, turn on that notification bell. We're still at about 9.1%. I really want to get up to 10%. That's kind of the dream at the moment. So make sure you subscribe. Turn on the ding the bell. Just ding it. Yeah. Anyway, apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next episode.